in Vegas?
Right now I don't. Well, just for me personally, it feels about the same. But as it get closer and you start to read more and more about, what the Holiday Bowl is and all the things that come with it, and learn more about Nebraska and how good a team they are, I think it'll probably go up as time goes. Yeah.
Does this strike you as on another level, maybe compared to Las Vegas Bowl?
Oh well, yeah, because BYU is a real good school too, but Big 12 has been dominant for so many years, and to get a shot at them and one of their elite programs historically, and now they're doing pretty good too as well. Getting our shot at them to do to show what we got against other conferences, it'd be real cool.
So yeah. A lot of guys on this team come from the Big 12 country.
Mm-hmm.
What was your perception of Nebraska growing up?
They was real good when I was growing up. Tim Couch and all them, and they won that. I think they won the national championship that year. Well, he won the Heisman. I know that. So Nebraska was big stuff when I was growing up, listening to them and hearing about them. So it was pretty cool.
Both Adam and Cam touched on the differences between, say, this team a couple of years ago and this team now. So defining that the selfishness between then and now is what's changed the most. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think I've always said that the biggest difference between us now and then was the character. I know just on the I probably said this before too, but I know on the D line alone, when I first got here, it was all about stats and who I'm gonna go this round or that round, I'll make this money or that money, and they weren't winning very much. The team chemistry wasn't there, so I guess that's all they really had to look up to was what they were gonna do next. So that was really the whole mindset. But I know nowadays we rarely even talk about stuff like that, and if we do, we just joke about it. It's not like a serious conversation, like NFL or stats and stuff like that. Like I know I asked Earl the other day, I'm like, how many sacks do you have? I'm like, shoot, I don't know, 3 or 4, and I'm like, I don't think you got more than that. Like we don't nobody even know. Like we're just trying to have fun and play and do our best out there. So
as a young player, Donald, how did you guys not allow yourselves to get caught up in that mentality? Because younger players always go through that. Were able to separate yourself from that?
For me personally, I think I kind of seen that in high school. I think the reason why we weren't as good as high school is because we had a lot of selfish players, and I know it was always in my mind, like, man, if we just have kids stop doing this and that, like, we could be, real legit. So then carrying that over to college and really seeing that, kind of the same mindset, but with even more now because you got the league and all those other things that can come with it. It's like, man, I can't turn out like that. We'll never win here. And that's one of the reasons we all came is like we want to win. Change it around, and it's not gonna happen being selfish and thinking about things like that and not thinking about the team first. So, and that's probably the story with a lot of the other guys. Just really understanding that hey, if we want to win, we got to change it at some point. And I think that really started to change is when Ronnie called a team meeting, a players meeting a couple years back. And he just expressed his mind on a few things and saying like, if we don't start doing this and this and this, it's gonna be the same way all the way through. We got to make the team, and if we're gonna do it, we got to do it and stop being selfish and all these things. And we was just calling out different people. Some people was getting a little mad, like don't call me. What I'm saying? It was just heated, but I always think it's good because you start to see the flaws that's going on. And even when those people who was getting upset, they start to see things that by the end of the conversation. You can see their gameplay change throughout the year. So, just understand, just not wanting to bend to that selfishness thing and say that we're going to be good and we got to work for it.
Who called that?
Ronnie Palmer, a couple years back.
You feel better about yourself now?
Well, I mean, like
just waking up in the day knowing that you're a winner?
Yeah, I think the first couple of years it was so just a drag to be around here. It was like, it seemed like every Monday was cloudy, even 100-degree weather. It's like, all right, we go watch this film. We lost. Everybody got beat down and all that, And nowadays it's like, man, like, it's laughter. Everybody's cracking on. Like, even in plays, you messed up. Like, oh man, you seen what's name got shook or ran over. Whereas back in the day, it's like, dang man, I'm gonna get toe up for that one. Coach is gonna get him. You know what I mean? So it's a lot happier mood now. I think,
What did you guys talk about after that
Oregon game a couple weeks ago because you come back and you held ASU to, you know, low point total, now USC in back-to-back weeks. What did you guys defensively talk about in regrouping?
That was a crazy week. You know, it really wasn't much talking after that game. It was like, you know, it's not all lost, but you know, it's still some things out there, and if we're gonna get it, we got to get it. It's at that point, it's not really much words you can say. I mean, football is football is football. You know, you just got to go out there and play our defense. We don't think that Oregon just, well, obviously, you know, they didn't just dismantle us and just destroy us. So it's not like we got to regroup and rethink everything we ever did and like, oh, we got to change this and this and this and this. Like, we played our defense well. They just, it's Oregon, you know what I'm saying? They're good at getting people out their gaps and making big plays, and they just made one or two more than we did and won. So, you know, it really wasn't much said after that. It's just kind of a like, you just know in your mind, like, we still can do this. It's going to be hard this week because we won it so much, you know, the Rose Bowl and all that, but just staying strong and staying committed to our defense and one another. And the offense, I'm sure, felt the same way about, you know, what they was doing. And, you know, we can pull out this win and still have a good position at the end of the year, which we're in now. So.
Cam kind of touched on this. Do you think in the coming weeks there will be any talk from the older players, the younger players, or just the team in general about this possibly being one of the more memorable teams in program history, and you have a chance to go out with wins over ASU, USC, and then Nebraska?
I haven't heard a lot of talk about it, but, you know, just in my opinion, yeah, that'd be a great way to go out, you know, knocking off SC. Never done that. Well, I think it's been 9 years since we've done it as a pro. Yeah, so that's a good way to end it, you know. And even for the younger guys to sit, you know, go out like they win, they look at us and be like, okay, you know, we can do it too. You know, we're losing a lot of guys. We lost a lot of guys a couple years back, but we came back strong too. So just seeing like, okay, we can beat these big teams, you know, no matter how young or old we really are if we put our mind to it. So, you know, big in that sense, and big for us just personally, a lot of the scenes, like, you know, going out on top. That's a reason a lot of us came here, is to turn the program around from our class in that 2006 class. So, yeah, I'd agree with that. It'd be big for us.
Is this game exciting at all on a personal level, knowing you can kind of go play for play with someone as heralded as Nebraska is too?
Yeah, shoot. That dude's a beast, man. To come out on that game on top and had him talking about our D-line instead of their D-line is you know, I'm sure he's going to get his plays as good as he is. But to end that game and them talking about, oh, man, that Arizona defensive line really dominated and showed their true colors and who they really are, that'd be big for us, I think. And that recruiting-wise, too, like, man, these boys on point. They ready to ball out and fly. So, you know, like, we need to be a part of that. So,
You ever been to San Diego before?
yeah, twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
The first time I was just hanging with my homie. It was my freshman year, spring break. I'd never been to Cal, so I'm like, all right, I'll go to San Diego, see what it's about. And it was freezing. They lied to me, man. They told me it was good weather all the time. I get there, I ain't got no jackets. I got all short sleeves and shorts. I'm dying out there. And the second time was on a retreat, so, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Anything else for Donald?
Thanks, Tom.